Hey guys, how you doing? It's me, Kelly. Okay, that was my singing for the day. Wonder if I can get paid for that. Don't know. Let me see. I'm gonna show you a few things on what to do and what you can do before we start. Okay, that's all I got. Okay, so now that I've serenaded you into a beautiful, wonderful, fresh, lovely, happy, go lucky mood, I'm going to show you something. No, okay, I'm done. I don't know. I'm tired. Okay, so we're going to get to start. We're getting to start on our next layer of our canvas. Okay, so before we even get there, I want to show you what I do, because if you're going to use a full face like this on your canvas, which means you would put her on kind of like this, where her, her neck and all goes here, and then her head. Okay, I'm going to show you what I do with this, but what I'm going to do, and what I'm just going to erase all this very lightly. What I'm going to do is actually do a folk art doll with a little dress. And I'm going to explain all that to you in a minute. And I'm going to give you another kind of example on if you don't want to draw and you just want to do something simple but make a beautiful piece, what you can do. So this is what I do. I kind of erase everything. You can still see it, but I go over it. And of course, there are, it's faded, but as you can see on my paper, you can see where I drew before and all the lines. So this is what I do. Now, if you do not have clear gesso, which I love clear gesso, I think if you can buy any kind of gesso, I would prefer I buy the Liquitex clear gesso. If you do not have gesso, do not worry. Use Mod Podge, not glossy, but use your Mod Podge, Collage Podge. Water down a little bit of Elmer's white school glue. Something that we're kind of gonna seal this. And what this does, let me start sealing it so I can show you. And I'm just gonna worry about like her face part. Do you know what I mean? Because that's the face and neck is really all I want. So I'm just gonna take my brush, dry it off because I have it sitting in water because I'm not very good with taking care of my brushes. And I'm just going to splatter it all over me, as you see there. I'm just going over her face. And again, you can use anything that dries clear. Because what we're doing is we're sealing in so we can work on top of. And the reason I erase is I can still see where I have my things at, but it kind of seals. So when I go into paint or watercolor or whatever I'm going to do, then like all that will be covered. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside for a second because I'm going to paint her even though I'm not using her in my painting. So if anybody's using her, you can see, a way to use her. So then if next time you want to use her or you want to use a full body on your painting, just wait, I can't wipe and talk. Okay. No comments, please. Thank you. So what I want to show you is, let me find a little better of a background. Oh, God, I hate when they stick together. I just kind of want to show a background. Okay, so we have a background. So this is something else you can do. Take any kind of paper that you have. like I told you guys before, go to the dollar store, buy whatever, in their book section. They have mostly, sometimes they're recipes, sometimes they're more religious books, whatever. Buy a cheap book. You can go to the dollar store or to thrift stores, you know, for $1 or whatever. Write me if you just need some pages. I have so many books that I buy. But here's an idea of what you can do. So let's say you have your background and which I don't want you to be, but let's just say you're not as confident as you want to be in drawing a face, or you're not happy with the face. Okay? But you're going to continue to practice because I'm asking you to, because then the next one you do, you're going to rock it and do a face. But I want you to do a face, but let's just pretend. I like to give options. So take any type, and it could be anything. I use text, but you can use any kind of scrapbook paper that matches or whatever. And go in and fold it in half long ways. And then go in and cut yourself out hearts. All right? Or anything else you like to cut from paper. You know, people, I'm not a very good cutter-upper, but. And try to leave a little space in between, and I'll show you why. But we'll do 2, just for the sake of this. But when you open it, you get 2 full hearts, and then on the opposite side, you can trim off the bottom, because obviously this paper is bigger. Line it up, glue it down, and then we're going to get the opposite look over here. Okay, so just hang with me. Why is my camera so close up? Okay. So, you see what I'm saying? So, no matter what you use, whether it's text or scrapbook paper or a piece of white paper that you've painted yourself, whatever. So, then we're going to go and we are going to, wherever you want on your page, like if we were doing, and you could do more than 2 hearts, it doesn't, you could do whatever you want. But let's say we're going to add our hearts on here. My God, I can't open that. Oh, that's because I did it. I kind of ripped it when I was trying to open it, but it doesn't matter because it'll glue down. Let's just say that'll be where we put our 2 hearts on here, and then that's where you would glue it. You could put more, of course. Do you know what I mean? So, but I'm going to show you in this other book. So let's just say we're going to put our hearts kind of like opposite. Now, I'm going to use a glue stick. My favorite glue stick, even though I hate the company, I hate the Elmer's company, is the Extreme Elmer's glue stick. I use this a lot in my mixed media because, look, that's how old this paper is. It really is. When I picked it up at Crumplin, I'm like, but it doesn't matter. Look, it happens to me, it happens to you, it happens to all of us. We all have mishaps, even when we speak, like me. Like all of a sudden, somebody put some crack in my coffee, and I became this weird. Now make sure you line it up, because I would put glue on the wrong side. You know how I am. Okay, so we're gluing, and we're just gonna kind of overlap it a little bit because we know Kelly ripped it. It's probably gonna rip this one too, but put the glue on it. I like glue sticks because they're quick, and look, I did rip it. I really was going good there for a minute. Glue sticks are great to glue down with, and you know, you can always, when you seal over, it'll really seal on what you're doing. So it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's like a quick, sometimes I'm not patient. I don't know if you know that or not. Okay, so far we have our hearts down. So let's pretend this is our painting. Now, like I told you, we have this piece. Well, we know, now you can tear. I'm not going to tear, because if I tear, you can use one of the fancy deco, are they called deco? I don't know what they're called. I'm a deco. Okay. But I'm pumped. And then you can save those extra little pieces there for something else, but I need some of this cut off over here. But those decorative scissors, whatever the hell they're called. Anyway, you can use it so you get some fancy schmancy. I don't know exactly what happened with that little thing there. I'm not going to worry. What I am going to do is I'm going to decide what side you want. Maybe we'll put that on the inside. Yeah. So I'm just going to put glue on this side. Look, it must have been ripped already when I cut it because it keeps... And I'm just going to... Oh my God, Becky! Does anybody get that? I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brother. Oh my mother of jeez, oh Pete's. Alright, I gotta stop. I just want to show these people something good. Can't you work with me? Okay. Maybe I do need some crack. I don't know. I'm not good at puzzles. Why? I think that might go there. Anyway, you get the point. And obviously you put on a little bit more glue than not. Maybe I didn't even put glue on that piece. We don't even know. I'll have to go back. Let me just try to get my puzzle together. Maybe you go here. Maybe you go... Oh my God, I got 2 pieces left. Where on earth do they go? Could that be a word there? Maybe there. Okay. Oh no. I'm not good at puzzles. Alright, let me just glue this down. I think you're getting the drift. Oh my gosh. I have glue all over my fingers, glue everywhere. It doesn't matter that's tearing. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Trust me, it doesn't. Just gonna stick it down. Apparently I did not put, I just put glue there. Stick. And stick. All right, I think you're getting the idea. Let's just tear off the rest of the heart. Okay, you guys. Oh my God. Oh my God. Why? It's stick. I got paper stick. I shouldn't have used such a fragile paper, I suppose. Or maybe I should just be a gentler giant. We all know I'm so gentle and petite. Alright, so you get the idea. That's supposed to be a heart, for God's sake. I got paper stuck all over me. I don't know what the heck's going on. Paper on my glue. I think you get the idea. Okay? And if you mess up like me, you see what happens. So now it was my whole freaking point. Oh, well, that would have been helpful if I grabbed those before I started. Now grab your watercolor pencils. And you can do any color you want. I will do black, just so it shows up on here. And what I'm going to do is go around on my paper and my heart and just stick there. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just trying to show you guys. You can even do the background color if you want to make it a little bit darker. Like the background color if I did orange. Because you're doing it on the, maybe I'll do orange on the other one. You can also do this with acrylic paint. You know, whatever you have. Whatever you have near you, whatever you feel like doing. We're just going to be getting ready to put our little doll and everything on, and I just want to show you another idea in case some of you are feeling a little, my God, how hard is it to get this thing out? I tell you, today's going to be one of them days. In case you guys, you know, why is this like the worst pencil in the world coming up? First of all, it's not even the right color. I'm colorblind. Did you know that? I know I tell you all the time. Here's the color I meant to grab. I don't know. All right, so here we go. So you can see it goes a little darker, and then you just put it on your paper, you know, your heart, or whatever you cut out, whatever you're doing. Oh my God. This is, I'm going to tell you, this is very old paper. Like very old. It's like yellow. I mean, I love it. It's great to use. However, it might not have been the best to use. I should have used a newer book, newer paper. I mean, if you're careful, I just I'm like the destroyer of all things. Like, I'm not like one of them like petite. Like, when you look at me, you don't think, oh, she's such a petite, gentle woman. That's not me. Never was, never would be. Will be. You know me. I'm like, let's just rock and roll it. Mistakes? Pfft, I've had a few. Maybe I'll go into the Sex Pistols version of that, which I love. Me, the Sex Pistols. So you guys are getting sung to all day. And that is to torture my friend Pixie. The Sex Pistols. Okay, so now we're just going to take our water. Our water on our brush. And we're going to kind of go over it. Just to kind of blend it. Okay. And then we'll go over the black one. Go over the black one with your paintbrush. And if you have watercolor crayons or markers or whatever, you can use those too. Hey, like that. It was like a little rhymey rhyme. All right, and you can go in with your finger and kind of rub it in a little bit so it kind of blends, and wet it a little bit more if you want, just so it gives it a little blendy blend. Leave it a little lighter in the middle. So if you want to take your paper towel or whatever, and you can wet it if you want, or just give it a wipe. You just want the texture, and we're going to go over the orange and do that a little bit. Pull it in. I didn't put too much on there, but you can see that because it's a lighter thing, it's going in. It's moving it because these watercolor pencils are the Derwents, or no, Reeves. I'm sorry, Reeves. And it's just going to antique it a bit. And look how pretty. So you can do that. And then, like I said, you can go in here and lift off some of that black. Even put some of that orange that's on your brush in there, or another color. Move it around in like a circle so it's lighter. And then dab it with your paper towel. Just gives it a little bit of depth. Okay, so, and if you want to do this, if you don't like the orange, you want a little darker color, go for it. Over here, we'll do the same thing. I'll do a black, and then I'll do a different color. I'll do the black up here where I screwed up. And I'm just going to, yeah, you don't have to be so perfect because you're going to wet it, but you want it kind of on the paper and on the drawing. Yeah, that's supposed to be a heart piece there. Okay, and then we pick another color from another mother. How about some green? Now I would suggest to you, if you're using a glue stick, leave it dry. Give it a good 15 minutes to dry before you go to do what I'm doing here. So it's dried, you know, dried down, because this isn't obviously because I'm just doing it in real time, but just to give you the idea. And we're squiggling some green on there. And then taking our brush, and we're going to go and do our green around it, or whatever color you choose, or do two colors. You know, like maybe you say, that green's not real bright, you know, real dark. Maybe I'll do some purple. Will purple be better? Or get out your, you know, watercolor paints, acrylic paints, whatever you're using. Markers. I'm going to color in here some. Just so we can... I don't want to lose the color inside, though, if you understand what I'm saying. Because I like the color inside. But this will just give it some... And honestly, I don't like the purple either. But you're getting my drift, right? You're getting my drift. Let's go over the black. Because now I'm going to be obsessive and have to find a color that I like. I do enjoy the black most because it really makes it pop. And because the watercolor can be lifted up. Do you know what I mean? You still get that great, and the paper kind of soaks it in. You get that great frame around it, which is essentially what you want to do. Now I can just go in with my paper towel and wipe. I might just go over with what I got left on here maybe. Because see, I love how this looks. It really pulls out. This one, I'm just not digging the colors. I'm not sure why. Why am I not digging the colors? Let's try this red. Hearts can be red. I think they are red in real life, are they? Or pink or something funny. But the whole point is, as I sit here and obsess horribly, the whole point is that, see, I didn't let the glue dry, but I don't really care if it looks a little raggedy. Because I am not perfect. I'm not perfect, are you? Okay. And we're going to pretend like I re-wet my brush, and we're bringing it all in, all in. And we're going to wipe out the middle of the heart a little bit. But you get the idea, you get the point. Now, okay, so now at this point, you can seal it. Or whatever. Now, like I said, these, you would put on this. And then you would just, like I said, I would probably do it in a black or, you know, like a dark color because you really want it to pop off of this. If you don't want to do a face. I'm urging you to do a face. But this is a fun art journal thing just to do. You know, and then you can do your clear matte medium over it if you want, so it stays on there well, or use your clear matte medium to put down your hearts and your paper. You can definitely do that. I just try to find, especially when art journaling, I try to find easy ways for you guys and cheap ways. And Elmer glue sticks, you know, you go to the Staples or the Walmart or whatever. I sometimes, and I'm not embarrassed to say it, I will go to the AC Moore and when they're having their 40, you know, every week they have a 40 off either at Michael's or AC Moore. And I go and I pick me up another, and I use the Elmer's Extreme, and I'll use a coupon on this. All right, I'm just saying. I go through them like crazy. I use them in this way. So I wanted to give you guys an idea of stuff that you can do, and then you can go over and stamp over or do whatever. Another kind of, this is from Koh-i-Noor, and it's a watercolor wheel stack pack with 24 rich opaque colors. So I want to show you this very quick. I bought this offline. It is so cheap, and I love the way it stacks, like all the things. And if you, all right, I know you're supposed to come off. It's just not letting me. It's just, can you open for me? Ha! How you like me now, bitches? All right. So we got 4, I'm sorry. I just don't know what got into me today. So you get these, and they stack up like that. They're great to go into your carrying case, which I'm going to do a video. I have so many things to do videos on. I have requests from so many people. And I'm going to be doing them. I really am. But this is great to carry. It's very cheap. And you have all your watercolors. So you can take your watercolor, that we fill up. You have your water in it. You go. You do your little boopy and you do it. I don't think this has water in it right now. It has a little bit. But let's just squeeze a little bit of the water out. And you can go. And these are great just to use. They're not even, But I will probably go in with some of this. And these are really, great to use. Really fun. And I'm just using my little water brush. See how I'm doing? And I'm going to wet this one over here just so it sits and soaks. The best way I love to use watercolors is to spray them. Give them a nice, real light spritz of water and leave them sit for a couple minutes so that water soaks in to really get that pigment going. But like on this one, for instance, I mean, look at that color. Let's try this color, which will be the same basically, just a little different shade. And it's watercolor. So you can't, so if you want to do something over here to add, so you can blend, we'll say, that's a little heavy, and I can go over that later to lighten it up if I want, but let's just say I'm digging on that, because it makes it pop. Like say over here, we'll use it over here. And I like to use my fingers a lot. But you just go with your finger and blend it. So it kind of gets the darker, if you need more water, you just put a little bit of water on it. And then you can just go in with your water brush. Just squeeze a little bit more water out. These are great for traveling. Like I said, I am going to do I've gotten so many people asking me to do like if we're in bed or sitting on the couch or whatever, like a nice little travel thing where we have everything, where you can just go sit and work and play. That's a lot of the reason why. So anyway, so I wanted to show you these. These are great. And then to put them away, I don't need to rinse it off. To put them away, you just go like this. Here I go. Here I go. Oh, I have to clean up now? Here I go. Oh, really? I have to put everything away? Done. Okay? Great things. And then you can just squeeze more water out to clean it. Your brush, put your lid back on. You're ready to go. Where are we going? I don't know. But we're done with our little art journal page. So these are some ideas that you can do and play around with. You can go in with your colored pencils, stamps, or whatever after the fact. If you are doing the background like I know a lot of people are, they keep tagging me. I love it. So you wouldn't have to add anything else. You know what I mean? Like the heart traced is really awesome. And like I said, then you can use the opposite page. Now, if you are going to do a doll or a face on your canvas like me, do this in your art journal. It's so much fun. And you see, besides me talking so much, it's very easy to do. And it's very easy to, fun to do and get different dimensions and play around. So we just did an art journal page. Ain't we cool? So, okay. So that's that today. I have so much stuff to show you guys and do. I got so many videos I got to do. And I love it. I'm not even complaining. Just keep sending them to me, baby. I got a cool clay one coming up. I'm very excited to show you. So now here we are. I'm not doing this one right now. This will be another video because it's too long right now. But this is dry. Now, using the clear gesso or white gesso or black gesso, something that is named gesso, all this is acrylic paint with no color in it, okay? All this is white acrylic paint with just maybe a little bit of chalk in it to give it tooth. I've said this a million times. I'm going to tell you again. And I'm going to tell you what I was talking to Taylor the other day. And I tell you guys this all the time. go to AC Moore or Michael's. I'm sure Joann's, and I don't have a Hobby Lobby by me, so I can't speak for them. AC Moore or Michael's. Buy their Craft Smart is one of their store brand names, and the other one I can't think of right now. But they both have store brand names of white acrylic paint. You know, the bottles of acrylic paint like this. Buy quite a few white ones. Matter of fact, you can even buy a big white. You know, I've shown you my white before. Buy a big white one in their store brand name. And it's chalkier. Okay, it's a chalkier paint because they're adding, it's not as pigmented, and they're adding like chalk to help with that. Use that as your gesso. You have a very cheap, use your coupon, you can get it for $2 if you get a big thing like this. Or just buy a couple of the small ones when they have them on sale, and you have your own gesso. Your own gesso. You don't have to go buy all this stuff. You just buy that, you got your gesso, you're good to go. Or, like I've told you a million times, if you're putting down a layer of paint, any color, because you're doing, like, you know, you're painting a page and your background's going to be all blue where you start, that's your gesso, essentially. So, you know, don't worry about when people say put your gesso down, use white paint. Any white paint you have on you is fine. But I do notice, and the cheaper the paint, the more chalkier it is, you know what I mean? And then you can really get away with just using that as gesso rather than using your better white paints, craft paints. Does that make sense? Okay, good. All right. So that's what I wanted to show you so far. And I hope that helped you guys. And if nothing else, it gives you another journal page to do. And for those who are writing me scared to death to draw a face, I wanted to give you an alternative. And be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. Can't tell you that enough. It's so important. And, you know, just keep being your wonderful selves. I love waking up to all these messages, all these emails and messages and comments and everything you guys send me. It's I get like 8 to 10 a day, and they're not always the same people. They're like different people, and you guys are just so inspiring and just so, oh my gosh, you guys, I've been cranky. I'm not going to lie. I've not been having it easy. Things have been a little rough, and this past week, I think my husband might want to get rid of me, but you guys are just fantastic. Fantastic. So, for everybody who works in colored pencils, who don't work in paint, which there's quite a few of you, I'm probably going to do her in colored pencil. And then the one that I'm going to put is going to be on my mixed media piece is going to be painted. Now, if you're going to do a folk art, whimsical kind of face doll, like I'm going to do, pick your favorite scrapbook paper or it could be even book paper. I mean, it can be like if you have paper, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Pick it, because we're going to make her a doll, and we're going to make her a cute little doll with a cute little dress. So if you're going to pick a piece of scrapbook paper, pick something that's going to really stand out from here. And what else was I going to say? If you don't have scrapbook paper, like I always tell you, if you want, you can just use book paper or whatever, or you can make your own out of a piece of paper. I'll show you it's like a triangle for her dress, and you can decorate it yourself and make your own. But every time I go to AC Moore or Michael's, I go in their scrapbooking paper section, and I buy all the ones that are on clearance for 20 cents, 15 cents. I don't care what they look like. And I always have them on hand because you can always use them in your mixed media or for things. So, and I've decided what I'm going to do for my our Christmas thing. It's going to be fun. And I can't decide. I've done one before, and then I was sitting thinking, and I was trying to look for a picture of it, and I can't find it. I'd given it to my mother for Christmas one year. But we're going to do an angel mixed media piece for our Christmas mixed media paper. So I'm going to do it on paper, but I'll show you the wood that I use, which is very cheap too. If you have a handy husband who you can just go to the Home Depot or Lowe's or what are those places called? Like the, where you buy tools and all that kind of stuff. And you can buy a big sheet of wood and then come home and have them cut it for you. I've done that before, but normally I'll just go and buy from there. And I'll show you all that when we start that next. So we're going to get ready. The next video will be me coloring her and doing our little doll for our thing. And we're going to be finishing up. And I hope you'll have a great day. I'm done blabbing. That's all I do anymore is blab. Apparently, I'm very hyper today. I have no idea why. I've not slept. Probably that's why. It's like that feeling that you get when you don't sleep and all of a sudden you're like full of piss and vinegar and you don't know why. And then at 2 o'clock, I'm going to be sound asleep. So hope you guys have a great day. You guys are the best. You rock. I love you guys. Please go in and put in for the contest. I'm picking the mixed media winner tomorrow at noon. Actually, 24 hours from right now. And then the resin winner will be picked Monday by noon. So make sure you get your entries in. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.